Everyone, check it out. I'm at the Ducati Demo Day at Colorado Springs Power Sports here in Colorado Springs, sitting on a 2021 Ducati Multistrada V4. It's a free demo on these bikes. You're getting to check them out, so it's pretty cool. I'm primarily a dirt rider, but really digging this kind of almost dual sporty but high performance bike, so it's pretty cool. Hey everyone, a little bit of a departure from my normal dirt bike, single track, two-stroke related content, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of road bike related content. I had the opportunity to go demo ride a 2021 Ducati Multistrada V4 at the local Ducati dealership, Colorado Springs Power Sports, here in Colorado Springs. Really cool dealership, great showroom, friendly staff, cool place just to check it out. But anyway, they had a demo day sponsored by Ducati, and they were allowing people to sign up for time slots, and you got to take a little 20-minute or so ride on it. And honestly, I tried to do some narration while I was riding, but the audio turned out pretty horrible. So I'm just going to voice over this and give some thoughts on the bike itself. I really liked it. Now, I haven't ridden street in a while, but I fell in love with this bike immediately, partly because I've just always really loved Ducatis. I think they're beautiful, they're beautifully made, they're just engineered. I mean, they're just amazing machines. And so I was really infatuated with it right off the bat. Just the looks, the feel. It handled so smooth and so natural. Just the seat on that bike, the seating position was perfect for me. Kind of tall, wide bars, your feet underneath you, sitting straight up. I personally can ride in that seating position all day long and not really get tired. Whereas a cruiser seating position where your hands are up, kind of like at shoulder or eye level, or maybe chest level, but your feet are out in front of you, that tends to hurt my lower back after a while. So the seating position on this was very neutral and very natural for me, and so I really liked it. The stock seat was surprisingly comfortable. Back in the day, I had a Yamaha FZ1 with a Corbin seat on it, and this felt like a Corbin seat, but it was the stock seat. So it felt great for the short ride that I went on. The clutch pull was a little bit long, and all the engagement was all the way at the end. So I didn't particularly love that because your fingers had to be all the way out. But the benefit of that, I guess, was I was able to use the clutch with just two fingers without smashing the rest of my knuckles, being able to feather the clutch and pull the clutch in, kind of like I do on my dirt bike. On the KTM, I have a short lever, and I'm able to squeeze that all the way to the bar with just two fingers. So clutch pull was the engagement was pretty short, but it was all the way at the very end of a pretty long clutch throw. But otherwise, the clutch had a real smooth feel to it. It engaged real smoothly. It wasn't jerky. The motor was really torquey. I expected it to be a little bit faster since it's a brand new Ducati V4 hailed as this thing. So I'm pretty sure I had it in sport mode, but I may have had it in touring mode. I'm not real sure. But I expected it to be a little bit faster. Honestly, my old Yamaha FZ1 was probably faster than this bike, but this bike was really smooth. Had a cool sound to the motor. It just kind of purred and rumbled as you went along, and so but a really smooth, torquey feel, real linear power band. It never felt like it was going to jump out from underneath you. The gearing at higher speeds, as fast as I was able to go on the demo ride, felt really good. Down at low speeds, the spacing to me was kind of awkward. Now, keep in mind, I haven't ridden a whole lot of street in the past few years. I mostly ride dirt, single track, slow technical trails. But the spacing of the gearing down low to me was a little weird. It was almost like on the slower speed street turns, like you see in the video, we'll do some hairpin turns and a couple turns at stop signs and traffic lights and stuff like that. It was almost like first gear was too low to do in first gear, but second gear I needed to feather the clutch just a little bit. Now, had I been able to carry a little bit more speed through those turns, second gear would have been perfect. So, after a week of riding the bike, you'd have the confidence to kind of pick up more speed through those turns. But again, I haven't ridden street in a while, so I wasn't railing through turns like I used to. But the handling was so neutral, so natural. I mean, it required very little input to turn it. It goes from feeling extremely planted and stable, running straight, to just a little bit of body input, and that sucker is just leaning into the turn so beautifully. It never felt unsettled. It never felt uncomfortable. It just felt really, really great. But again, this is a pretty short demo ride. I'd like to ride one all day and see what it's like. But I fell in love with it immediately. It's just an amazing, amazing machine. Now, the question is, if I won the lottery, is this the bike for me? I really can't. I don't know if I can answer that question, because honestly, if I was buying a lottery bike, I would probably prefer something with a 21-inch front wheel that I can take down dirt roads. I mean, I live in Colorado, and so there's a ton of dirt roads to explore, and I'd want to be doing that a little bit. But if I was buying a strictly sport touring highway machine, this would be at the top of the list. It's got 17-inch wheels like a sport or sport touring bike. Super comfortable, super smooth, super stable. Wind protection, it has an adjustable windscreen. Wind protection was actually, with the screen in the lowest setting, wind protection felt good. And so I imagine bumping up a little bit, it would have felt even better. That's a bike that I really honestly feel like I could ride cross country on, which when I get back into street biking more, that's the kind of bike I'm going to be looking for. But I also want to be able to do some dirt roads. So anyway, if you have any thoughts about this bike, leave them in the comment section below. But I encourage you to check it out. It's a super cool bike. It has a lot of really cool tech on it. And, Colorado Springs Power Sports is a really cool dealership. So thanks for watching. If you think about it, click that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the bike. And we'll see you guys out there on the trail.